All right, for number 4, we are given 2/3 x plus 4 equals 3/8 times x minus 3. Okay, whenever we have fractions, we want to get rid of them to make the problem easier. So you can multiply by the common denominator between 3 and 8. In this case, it would be 24. You can also just look at it as multiplying by 3 and 8 on both sides. So either way you do it, the same thing is going to happen. So 3 times 8 is 24. So 24 is the common denominator between 8 and 3. That came from multiplying 8 times 3. So when I multiply, I'm going to write it as 8 times 3 this first time so you can kind of understand what's going on. But we're really just multiplying by 24, and that's going to get rid of these fractions, okay? So I'm going to multiply this side by 24, which is 8 times 3. I'm going to write it as 8 times 3, this is 24, times this 2/3, and then x plus 4. So multiplying by 24 on this side, and also multiplying by 24 on the other side. I'm just disguising the 24 to cut out a little bit of the work for you, but just so you can see what's going on. Okay, so the reason why we picked this 24 is because it's going to simplify and get rid of the fractions for us. So what happens is this 3, part of 24, will divide out the 3 on the bottom. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So we're just left with 8. That 8 is going to get multiplied times the 2, and that will leave us with 16, and then I will distribute 16 throughout these parentheses. Okay. But the goal here is to get rid of that fraction, and now the fraction is gone. We have whole numbers going to be a lot nicer to work. And then the same thing on the other side. This time, the 8 on the bottom, okay, multiplying by 8, dividing by 8, those are opposites. That becomes a 1. And now we just do 3 times 3, and we get 9. And that's going to get distributed throughout these parentheses, x minus 3. So when you find that common denominator, okay, and you can look at this as 24. 24 is divided by 3, you get 8, and you just multiply what's left on the top. Okay, you're not multiplying on the top and on the bottom. Okay, that's not how we do with fractions. Remember, fractions, we multiply top times top and bottom times bottom. If you need to see that as a bottom, remember any number can be put over 1. So when we multiply by 1, the bottom is not being changed. Okay. So when you multiply by something, it only gets on the top. The division on the bottom will affect it and reduce that number, but remember, only multiply through the top, unless you have a fraction. You multiply top and top and bottom and bottom. Okay, distribute now, so we get 16x plus 64 equals 9x minus 27. And I'm going to subtract 9x from both sides. Do the opposite is positive, we do the opposite. That leaves us with 7x plus 64. Bring that guy straight down. Equals, that goes to 0. Bring down your negative 27. We're going to subtract 64 from both sides now. So this goes to 0. Bring down 7x equals. Since both of these are negative, we're going to add them up. And it looks like we get 91. Negative 91, that is. Okay. And again, I'm out of room here. So we had 7x equals negative 91. And now we're going to divide by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. We get x equals, 7 goes into 9 once. It's negative. We have 21, so 13 times.